Everybody, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. My name is Yvette LeFlore, and I am here with Patrice Freeland, and we are here for our monthly installment of supporting your system or supporting something about your life, utilizing silent supporters. Those would be essential oils and crystals. And Patrice and I both represent a company called doTERRA, so we are freely going to speak about their oils today. And I will say that Patrice is like the mastermind. She just traps all this information, knows all this information about the oils. And I know bits and pieces, but I love my crystals, and Patrice loves crystals. So I do the crystal part, Patrice does the oil part, and we are going to talk about having a healthy fall and how to support your system with crystals and oils. So welcome, Patrice. Thank you for coming and joining me again today.
Yes, Yvette, thank you so much. I love these monthly sessions because it allows us to give you really applicable and fun and easy and effective solutions for what is happening that month and that season. So it's relevant to you, it's timely, and I love our collaboration together. It just makes me happy
too. So tell me, what oil do you want to start off? First, let's say we're going into the fall season, which is notoriously when I was a teacher, the fall season you could expect, right? You just walk into that, just like all kinds of stuff happening, right? Because everybody is so sharing and passing things along. But besides that, we're going into a season where things seem to get busier because they're more scheduled, and there's different stressors for this season. So when we talk about having a healthy fall, it's not just about the physical, it's also about the emotional. So we're going to be bridging that gap with what we talk about. So I'm going to let you pick the oil first, and then I'll share a crystal that matches.
Yes. So when we talk about immune support, then the go-to essential oil blend is On Guard. And this is a blend of clove, cinnamon, wild orange, eucalyptus, and rosemary. So you are getting a holistic and super powerhouse blend of oils that are not only going to help you personally, proactively, and reactively support your immune system, but it's also an amazing cleansing agent for surfaces and the air, because that's where those germs are getting passed along the most. And just some fun facts: clove is the highest antibacterial agent in nature. So it is one that you always want to keep around and have ready. And if we think about the aromas of fall, that's not a coincidence that we love those nutmegs and the cinnamons and all those warming oils. They're getting our blood flowing, because that tends to be a little stagnant this time of year, but those are also the oils and herbs that are keeping our bodies strong against any type of illness or pathogen. So it's wonderful to diffuse. You can diffuse it all of the time. And my rule of thumb is with choosing how I'm going to use it is, how severely do I need it right now? If I'm just being proactive, then diffusing is great. On Guard is so versatile. It's wonderful to put about 10 to 15 drops in a 16-ounce spray bottle with water and vinegar and spray surfaces. One of my friends was a preschool teacher, and she would do this in the morning. And I know, germ hotbed, right? She would spray down every surface in her classroom twice a day. And her classroom was the only one that had like minimal absences for that school year. So I feel like that is a huge testament. And I've definitely had my own experiences as well. When you are in a situation where you are going to be more exposed on an airplane in a group of people, you're getting ready to travel, then using it topically is going to be a little stronger for you. Make sure you dilute it. There are some hot oils in here, and that's where these touch rollers make it super easy. They're already diluted, and along the spine and feet is great. I had the opportunity to travel beside someone who was struggling with norovirus. Bless her heart. I felt so bad for her, but you better bet I was rolling myself with On Guard pretty much that entire time, and luckily it did not end up getting that from her.
Excuse me while I roll.
Like, no offense, but um, and we've got the sanitizer, we've got the gel for your hands, always a good thing to have in a purse or bag to be proactive. But then when you really need a little more, you're feeling the germs, you're feeling run down, and that is my gateway to illness, is letting myself get run down. And burning the candle at both ends, then that's where taking it internally is going to help. Just a couple of drops in a gel cap is fine. It's wonderful in tea. You can chop up sliced apples and put it in some water with On Guard in it, and that's a delicious snack for you or your kids. But then these soft gels have the On Guard in it with some other powerhouse immunity oils, oregano, melissa, and black pepper. So this is giving you like the big bang for your buck, and you can take it proactively and definitely reactively as you're starting to get sick. The earlier, the better. But this is kind of that all-in-one go-to for overall immune support.
And let's take a moment, as we do every month, to talk about ingesting these oils and why it's okay.
Yes, so I do need to make the caveat and that this is something you would only do with doTERRA essential oils. And the reason why is because of the certified pure tested grade, or CPTG, process that they go through. We have a direct connection with the farmer, so we know exactly what's happening from the moment that these oils are sourced. And they go through an extensive testing process that goes through over 14 different tests internally and predominantly externally. So we know that these are completely pure essential oil. There's nothing but the essential oil in these bottles, and they're free of any type of contaminants, adulterations, anything like that. And it's because of that purity that these are safe to ingest. And one other note on that, if you're not sure, because not every plant is safe to ingest, a lot of our flowers, we don't necessarily want to do that with. There is a supplement fact. I'm not sure that you can see this, but at least you can see the outline of it. That supplement fact is going to be on those bottles that do have the information on how to ingest that properly. So you don't have to remember, it's on the bottle for you.
Awesome. Thank you. So oils and crystals, our bodies recognize the naturalness of them, which is why they are what I call silent supporters, and they help and assist you with your needs. So going along with what Patrice said for On Guard, which is a protective oil, hematite is a protective crystal. So this is one that is going to help you with low energy. So if you are around a lot of people that have a low vibration, or you're not feeling particularly energized in the space, hematite is going to help with that. And it is also good. Patrice mentioned those warming oils that get the blood flowing. Hematite is also known to support blood supply. So this is something that you can wear, you can put in your pocket, brocket, which is your bra pocket. And you know what? If you are in an area where you work in an office, this is great for putting on the desk. Like, it's going to keep those vibes, those low vibes out, create protection, and it also relieves stress and tension. And as we were mentioning a little bit earlier, that is the gateway. Stress and tension, getting your system down, is the gateway to all illnesses. So hematite is your friend.
Yes, yes. Oh, I love it. The next oil we're going to dive into is when you really need to pull out the next level forces and need something really strong because you've been hit, it's happened, and that is going to be oregano. And we have this in the touch roller that I'm showing you, as well as just a standard 15 ml bottle. Oregano is one of our strongest antiviral agents that you can find. It's also very, very supportive of respiratory health, particularly when you have a situation where you've got a wet cough and need some help with an expectorant type of behavior. So oregano is hot, and oils like oregano, cinnamon, thyme, and you can pretty much tell when you open the bottle and just go, oh, you kind of feel how strong it is. You always, always, always want to dilute those with a carrier oil, fractionated coconut oil, a lotion to dilute that before you put it on your skin. Oregano is not going to be an oil that you're going to use often, but you want to make sure that you have it when those times happen where you are actively infected and you need to get that out of your body as quickly as possible. I like diluting it and rolling it on the bottom of my feet and spine. That is a great way to just get a full body effect. But no, wherever you're using your oils, you're going to get a full body effect in 20 minutes or less. Just always avoid your eyes, ears, and nose. Don't ever put essential oils in those areas. If you happen to do that by accident or have an oil that's just uncomfortable, you want to remove it. Please just wipe it off with carrier oil. Do not use soap and water. It'll make it a little bit worse, but oregano is a great one for that. A little side note with immunity, because sometimes we are in like contact areas as school gets back in shape, and we might get little bumps and warts and things on our fingers or feet, and oregano is very effective at that. Surround that area with some coconut oil or carrier oil, and then take a little toothpick, dab it in that oregano, and put it right on your wart. Do that twice a day. In about 15 days, you'll see it turn black and dry up and fall off. So, little pro tip there for you. But you can also cook with it. And that's another great way to get those essential oils into your body and get those benefits. A toothpick is going to be plenty. Just drop a toothpick in there, swirl it in one of the liquids that you're marinating your meal in, and you're going to have that nice, delicious addition to your meal that's giving you those great health benefits too.
I got looking at something to say. I got all lost on that wart part. I didn't know about that. So I love the pro tip. Thank you. Oh, I know what I was going to say is you were talking about diluting with lotion and oils and the 20 seconds that it takes for something to penetrate and go through your body. And I don't know if people realize how toxic the things that are not pure that we put on our skin and we clean with are to our system. So that's why the pure essential oils are just the best. Okay, so now I know you're not going to carry this around, but Labradorite is what we're going to talk about. I love this piece, and like I just wanted to show it off. So I'll show you some pieces that might be a little bit more to your liking. So here's a great pendant of Labradorite, and this is a crystal that is perfect for times of transition. And as we enter the fall season, we are entering a transitional time of year, but we're also entering a transition, whether you're going from one school year to the next, one job to the next, one phase of life to the next. Labradorite will support you with that. It also assists, just like oregano, with the bronchial type things, the wet coughs. It is really good for bronchial issues and respiratory issues. And it will calm an overactive mind, because a good night's sleep is something that is so important to keeping us healthy. And so Labradorite is something that you can do. You can put it under your pillow for that. And it, on a spiritual side, it's really good for connecting with divine. So it's got some other, that spiritual connection has many of us feel healthier. So Labradorite for the win. I love this crystal.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes, that is one of my favorites. And yes, I'm so thankful you showed off that piece, because that is gorgeous.
Isn't it?
So I'm going to kind of continue that segue of getting that stillness and having a positive night's sleep, and move for just a moment on to supporting ourselves emotionally. And this is where the Adaptiv blend comes into play. It has the aroma is just wonderful, but this oil is very powerful. It helps to, again, like Labradorite. Sorry, my tongue is not working with me today. To calm that overactive mind, but it's not sedating. So it doesn't matter if you are in a situation where you're just in a state of worry or chronic stress, or if this is something that you struggle with in a chronic situation, or you have focus issues, or you have sensory issues, then Adaptiv is going to be very helpful for you. So it helps to calm down all of those overactive neurological activity points, but it has oils in it that then help you focus on the one thing you want to focus on. And the clinical tests for this were really quite amazing. They tested with a group of middle schoolers and had them do just a math test, just quick math answers. And between the placebo of diffusing water diffusing Adaptiv and then having the roller and taking the soft gels, there was just a steady increase in the test results. And then what was even equally important was the comments that came back. We had middle schoolers saying, I felt in control. I felt happy. I wasn't worried. I felt zen. And I just get chills hearing that. So uh, this is the oil that is going to kind of help us keep our steady state when we are going through all the amazing things that the fall and winter season have to offer. And you can use it in the morning to start your day, and you can also use it in the evening to end your day and calm down, and use it as you need it through the day as things flare up and you need that little extra touch up, because I know that we all need that from time to time.
Can we talk about how middle schoolers and I feel happy and in control, like don't normally go together. So like, this is a really good thing. So
Yes, yes.
speaking of that overactive mind again, I want to go to Amethyst, which is another crystal that is good for that overactive mind and insomnia. And I'm going to show you two pieces, and I want to show you the difference in color. So this one is a darker purple and this one is a lighter purple, but there's still amethyst. And these are one of the most popular crystals. They're great for jewelry. They're also, if we're talking about insomnia, another one that you can put in your pillowcase or near your pillow to help with sleep. And it will also help with the immune system. So if it's supporting your immune system, it's supporting all of the things that there are to keep you healthy. And that's what we're talking about, is the healthy fall. And for those of you who have a tendency to get headaches and migraines, consider getting yourself a bracelet or some type of jewelry to keep on you, because amethyst is known to support those ailments as well. Ailments, don't know if I like that word, but that's what came out of my mouth. So amethyst for the win. I probably mention amethyst every month because it's just so well-rounded.
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. And I definitely have plenty of amethyst around my house because it's so good for everything. I love it and it's
Yes.
beautiful. Okay, we're going to swing back around and talk a little bit more about respiratory health. When we have immune system issues come up, it usually is going to be respiratory in nature for the most part, but we also need to be able to breathe deeply when we are under times of stress, when we are preparing to do any type of physical exertion, rather that is, athletics, or, trying to go to the gym, get these last little home improvement projects done. And this is where the Breathe blend comes into play, very aptly named, right? So our respiratory health can look like and feel like a lot of different things. And I love this blend because it has peppermint, eucalyptus, rosemary, raven star. It has pretty much every oil that is going to support the respiratory system in its own unique way. So no matter what you have going on, if you've got sinus pressure, if you've got drainage, if you are coughing dry or wet, or just need help breathing more deeply, Breathe is going to help you out. It's amazing to diffuse. I love combining it with On Guard. That's a really nice combo. You can dilute it and rub it on the chest, rubbing it on the back. That's particularly good for little ones. If you are feeling a little hotter than you should, and that happens a lot of times when we get sick, then Breathe, or even peppermint on its own, is great up and down the spine every 15 minutes. I will also just massage this into my temples when I have sinus issues, or on the back of my neck. You can take a little bit and like dab it right by your sinuses, but note those mints tend to have a little bit of a fumey effect. It might be uncomfortable to your eyes, so be aware of that. And this is a really cool trick that I love to show everybody, where you just take a drop in your hand and rub your palms together. Make sure you don't get it on your fingertips, so you don't want to accidentally get it into your eyes. And then make a cup like this and then inhale. And it is so good. It forces all of that goodness into your lungs. It forces you to take a deep breath. So if you're kind of like getting stressed and you're feeling it tighten up, do that. If you're not feeling well, do that. You can blend it with lavender, and that's a great way to like take a moment of anxiety and bring that right down. I even have some folks that have chronic issues with being able to breathe well, and they will use this frequently in an empty vape pen. And I, I want to be very clear with what I said here. We are, it's just the empty pen. Vaping is absolutely, absolutely terrible for you. But if you can take that empty pen and put the breathe in it, then that's a great way if you need that assistance on a regular basis throughout your day to be able to easily get that into your lungs and help them open up. So I thought that was kind of an interesting trick that that my friend was doing, and it's helped her out a lot.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said, what you said about the vape pen, because it reminded me to say that you and I are not medically trained, right? So
Yes.
the tips and ideas that we give are things that we've learned along the way personally, or from the clients that we've worked with, or the research that we've done, but we are not physicians, medical assistants. We are offering you some suggestions, and you get to decide whether there's something you want to try out.
Yes, yes.
So breathing, I think that breathing and insomnia seem to be like the common themes. Overactive, anxiety. Lapis lazuli, which is this beautiful blue, shiny crystal. And I want to show you sodalite, because I think they often get misconstrued, but I want you to see how brilliant lapis lazuli is, this one, and sodalite is a duller crystal. Now, lapis lazuli helps with asthma, bronchitis, but again, it's also good for stress and anxiety. So, and it's so pretty, right? So this is one that would be beautiful as a piece of jewelry, earrings, bracelet, something that you can show, and people won't even know that what you're doing is supporting the anxiety that you're feeling, or what you're doing is making sure that when it comes to the evening time, you can get yourself a good night's sleep, or you're supporting your lungs. It's a beautiful crystal that's going to help you do all of that. And if you have a racing mind, like you are going in 1,000 different directions, lapis lazuli is going to help you clear your mind. Now, when you clear your mind, it brings down your stress level. You bring down your stress level, you make yourself less susceptible to all of the germs that are out there.
Yes, yes. And I am so glad you brought that one up, because you can combine your crystals and oils. I happen to have a blend here, and I've got a piece of lapis in my roller. And Yvette and I do a lot of fun things with combining them together. All right, the last oil blend that I'm going to talk about this afternoon is DigestZen. And most of the things that we come up with this type of year are respiratory in nature, but you know what? The tummy stuff gets in there too, and that is no fun for anyone. Rather, it is something that is due to a pathogen, or you're just having digestive trouble. You've eaten something that isn't settling well with you. It's the holidays, and you've eaten too much or too differently. DigestZen is your friend. Much like Breathe, it has pretty much every oil that has anything to do with digestion, because there are a lot of different pieces to that. So no matter what is happening, if you are having issues going to the bathroom, if you've got indigestion, and upset stomach, if you just don't feel well, even just simply like digestion is not my body's strong suit. I need a little bit of help with that. And so I use digestive proactively after I eat to help my body's natural processes. It has a wonderful taste. This is not going to be one that you're really going to want to diffuse. You can. But I'll do a drop in water, a drop or two in a veggie cap. But this is another one that I love in green tea. It is really delicious addition to any type of beverage. And you can also dilute it and rub it right where you're feeling uncomfortable, on the stomach, on the esophagus, and it's going to have a very fast acting effect. I had an issue where I was actually in a gym class, I'm working out, and all of a sudden that, painful air just hit me out of the blue. This is one I keep with me. Took a moment and did a couple drops under my tongue, and within 5 minutes it had settled and I was back to my workout again. So that was, just the way that my body reacts positively to it. But on an emotional aspect, in every oil and every oil blend has a very particular emotional and spiritual component to it. I haven't talked about that a whole lot tonight because there's been so much just, physical stuff to share. But DigestZen is interesting because it helps us digest mentally and emotionally things that we're holding on to that we really don't want to admit, we don't want to accept and acknowledge. And, when we have those things happen, we hold it in our gut. We actually, it'll make us feel nauseous. So if you have something that you need to process in that way, then DigestZen is going to help you in that aspect too.
Love that these crystals and oils help on all levels. Okay, so Smoky quartz is the crystal for that accompanies, if you will, digestion, because this works with gastrointestinal issues. And it's also, so when we're talking about the stomach, we're talking about those lower chakras. And this is going to help release low vibration. So similar to the hematite that we started with, this is a really good one for keeping around. You can keep a chunk like this around to help dissuade the negative energies from getting into your space. It protects the body from those, and it also aids in absorbing minerals. So our body needs minerals and also in order to be healthy. And so smoky quartz can help you do that. So I want to say that one of the reasons that our body recognizes crystals is because we are made of minerals and crystal. We have it in our body, in our bones. And so that's why there's like this, your body goes, oh, there you are. I know who you are. Yes, thank you. And accepts the healing energy, the gentle healing energy of the crystals. All right. Anything else that you want to share about the oils that you shared? Or I do want to say we have handouts for you. We like to create our monthly handouts with information about the crystals and the oils. And there is a bonus crystal on the crystal page that you'll have to read about. I'm not going to tell you about it. You're going to have to read about it. And so there's lots of information on the oil, and these are not in color, and the crystal pages. So we should have told you in the beginning, you didn't have to take notes if you were trying to. Anything else you want to share, Patrice?
I would say proactive is going to win the race. So we are just on the cusp of diving into the season and everything that it entails. And any of these are going to really support you. And the more proactively we can support our body and mind and emotions, then the stronger we're going to be, and the less open our bodies and minds will be to, being a little less than ourselves and having some of those health challenges that come up very frequently this time of year. And as always, Yvette and I are here to answer any questions. If you would like to have a more private conversation and talk to us about what is happening with you and your family individually, then we are always here for you.
Absolutely. And make sure to visit us next month. And you can find our former videos on our YouTube channels. And, make sure you subscribe to them so that you don't miss a thing. You don't miss a thing. You don't want to miss a thing. All right. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Patrice.
Thank you, Yvette. Good to see everybody.